What is going on, everyone? We all know Duke UNC is my favorite rivalry in sports, and after this game tonight, UNC takes the crown as they sweep the Duke Blue Devils in the regular season. I hope they meet again in the conference tournament. I hope they meet in the NCAA tournament. This is a phenomenal rivalry, but you have the UNC Tar Heels taking it and sweeping. Bring out the brooms, baby, sweep! Now, we all know that Zion Williamson got hurt in the first game, and that was the big storyline, even though the Tar Heels did the damage and executed and won that game. Early on in this game, Bolden gets hurt, and that's a shame. I mean, the kid is a hard worker. He's obviously a key piece to the Duke Blue Devils' success, but he goes down early in this game. It's like every time Duke plays UNC, there's an injury. It sucks, but that's reality, and you have to move on from that and find a way to erase it from your memory and go out there and play. It was a close ball game during the first half. Second half occurs, though, and Coby White, goes off for a stretch. He was a monster. Now, Luke May struggled, but how many boards did he grab? 16 boards. So, you have Kenny Williams taking charges, playing hard defense. If I was a college basketball at the day one level, I am taking charges. Now, if you remember Aaron Kraft from Ohio State, that's really who I would model my game after, but the way he steps in, take charges, Kenny Williams on both sides of the ball too. He averages like 8 points a game. He had 18 tonight. The distribution from UNC, when you take a look at their players, you know, obviously there's one guy like Coby White that takes advantage more than other players, but here is what I see the problem with Duke right now, without Zion, and obviously with Bolden going down. The shot distribution, R.J. Barrett was 10 of 27. Cam Reddish, 6 of 23. Now, I mean, Cam Reddish, he made some big threes. Now, he finished only with 3 threes in his 12 attempts, but, you know, there were times where he was knocking shots down and getting into a groove in the game. I'm sorry, but when other players are shooting 4 of 9, 0 of 4, 1 of 6... It's not enough distribution for this team. And Coach K, I'm just stunned. I really am. I know how painful it is to lose Zion Williamson, but Coach K is one hell of a coach, and you have good players out there with Jones, Reddish, Barrett. How is that the way all the shots are distributed through this team? That's not going to win you ball games. It's just definitely not going to win you games. Here is, what did I say? Luke May had 18 boards. He actually finished the day with 16 total rebounds. But May, 3 of 13. Cam Johnson, 5 of 13. Williams, 7 of 15. White, 8 of 18. It's just, I like the way that UNC can go to all these different guys. Right now with Duke, it's shut down 2 guys. And make sure they don't stroke it from 3, really. UNC won this game. Now, at the end, there was a stretch of a 10-0 run by the Blue Devils. They cut the lead that got blown up. It kind of shrunk to maybe about 5 or 6 points. And there were some ugly turnovers by UNC and bad offensive possessions. I remember one time there was 5 seconds left on the shot clock at the top of the three-point line, and Coby White doesn't really know, and his mind's not in it at that possession, and he just chucks one up. It's an air ball. Like, it got sloppy at the end by UNC, but when it mattered, they got the win. There were offensive rebounds given up, and Duke had maybe 3 or 4 three-point opportunities to crack into that lead even more, and brick, airball. The crazy part is, I feel like I've seen a story similar where a team sweeps the season series, and then you see each other in the conference tournament. Totally different ballgame. Or then, you know, say whatever happens, say UNC wins these 2 games, and then they see each other in the ACC tournament, and UNC ends up winning that one, so they take the first 3. Oh, and somehow they match up in the tournament, and Duke ends up taking it. Now, I know they don't see each other in the NCAA tournament often. I get that. But I'm just saying, I've seen stories like that. So, you know, it's all great and dandy that they got the sweep here in the regular season. But This is when it matters. And from my understanding, Zion Williamson will be back for postseason play. And that's a totally different beast. And that's a totally different ball game. But as for UNC right now, they are playing hot ball. Hot ball. What are we talking 16 wins in the ACC? They are on a rhythm. And Roy Williams is doing a fantastic job. This entire team is doing a fantastic job. On senior night too, huh? On senior night too. I like the way they play as a squad. I like Coby White. He's a dog. I like Kenny Williams. I love the way he plays defense, but he can also score. I mean, he did a phenomenal job scoring the basketball tonight. He did it on both sides of the game. You obviously know about the veteran leadership from Luke May and Cam Johnson. It's just phenomenal. Phenomenal. Little coming off the bench for his 18 minutes. He finished with 9 points, hitting 50% of his shots. UNC's a tough matchup, for real. But I love this damn rivalry. I love it. Me and my girlfriend were watching, and I said, I want to go to one of these games. I do. I want to travel and go to one of these games. Maybe one at UNC's barn, and maybe take the trip to Duke's barn. Let's worry about going to one first. But there is just something about the atmosphere in these buildings. When Coby White was going off with that afro, which is unbelievable style, by the way. When he was going off, and that building was exploding, absolutely exploding. I'm like, I got to turn the TV down. It was so loud. I want to be in that atmosphere. There is something so special about those type of moments in college basketball. It's the beauty of it, and I want to be there. It's crazy because for all the college hoops I watch, which is a ridiculous amount, and to be fair, the Big East, even though I know it's not what it used to be, the Big East is my favorite conference to watch. When Duke UNC is on, it's just a different type of ball game. You know, it's to the point where after the game's over, I'm just on Twitter or just looking at Snapchat or looking at Instagram stories, and everyone, literally everyone, has their side, UNC or Duke. And all these people don't go to these schools, but everyone has their side in this rivalry. And it's like, yeah, screw you, Duke. And it's like zooming in and out on the screen, or it's go UNC, baby. Everyone has a focus on this game. It's just that great. But tonight, when you take a look at it, UNC took advantage, and they did a great job in the second half. They shut down the three-point line from the two players that just stroke it all night from three. If you shut those two guys down, you put yourself in a good position. And I take a look at Jones for Duke, and I say, shouldn't he maybe be producing a little bit more? Now that Zion's out and Bolden was out, does that give him an opportunity to be a different type of player, maybe be that third star? He's been kind of quiet. He really has. He's been kind of quiet. There's holes in this team right now. Once Zion Williamson went down, they were lost, which is ridiculous because, don't get me wrong, I know he's the best player in the country, but you still have stars on this team. And I say that as if they're not still ranked, 5th in the country or 4th in the country, whatever they were. It's so funny because it's Duke and it's national championship or bust when it comes to a school like that. And it's funny that I'm ripping them apart as if they're a 500 basketball team. That's the nature of the beast when you go to a school like Duke, though. It's national championship or bust, and they're not feeling good. Those Duke Blue Devil fans are not feeling good when you get swept. I was thinking, if they don't meet again, and when you commit to a Duke or a UNC, what's the first thing you think of? Playing each other, of course, and thinking about walking off that court with a victory. You want to beat the opposing team. You dream of that stuff once you commit to that team. Well, those freshmen that are one and done, there's a chance they never feel that. Now, of course, you think they really care compared to going to the NBA making millions of dollars? No, probably not. Probably not. But still, they had an opportunity to walk off the court with a victory, and they end up with a goose egg in the win column when it comes to UNC this year. It's pretty remarkable what UNC has done, the way they built over time and the way that their team has progressed through this season. Because you take a look at them earlier in this season when it was the Big Ten ACC tournament kind of thing that they do. It wasn't the prettiest basketball we've ever seen. A lot of people were questioning what exactly UNC was all about this year. That's why they play a long season. It takes a while to grow. That's what it is. It's part of it. It takes time to grow as a team, and UNC is rocking and rolling right now, and it is fun as hell to watch. As for me, on my side, on who I like, I don't really care. I really don't care. Like, I enjoy watching Zion. I'm not one of those Duke haters. It's either you love Duke or you hate Duke. Believe it or not, I'm just in the middle, and I like UNC this year because I'm a big fan of Coby White. I'm a big fan of this roster. They got a good chance to really make it happen. So let me know your thoughts down below on this game. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.